Today, the good people of Anambra State joined their governor, or their governor joined them to celebrate the Armed Force Remembrance Day in the state. It was an awesome celebration to see that the people who ensure that the security of the state is always stable, from the police, the army, the air force, even this, I would say, even the security personnel, like the vigilante in the state. I guess they all deserve to be celebrated. Trust me, in the past few months, Anambra State has been one of the states in the southeast that has been facing a lot of security challenges. And then these great men and women who always sacrifice their time, leave their precious families to go out there to bust kidnap dens, save people, I really deserve celebrating this one today. They were joined by their governor, or the governor of the state, Governor Soludo, who actually celebrated them today. It was a great honor. Both the police, the Air Force, all of them gave salutation. Chiefs, all manner of religious leaders, all did their best there. My own focus was the dressing of the governor, Charles Soludo. His dressing, this unique dressing he always has in different colors, is magnificent, especially the one he wore today. Anyway, let me not say much. I will allow you guys take a good listen from the speech of the governor of the state there. He gave a resounding speech. Listen to it. Please don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment, and share.
The Deputy Governor of Anambra State, the Honorable Speaker, the House of Assembly, the State Chief Judge, the service commanders, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the police, and civil defense, and all the other service commanders here present, our traditional rulers, members of the executive and the legislature here. I'm seeing representatives from the National Assembly, the State Assemblies, members, and all the dignitaries here present. I've seen officers of Hernandez answer to. Let me respectfully stand on the established protocol. Dear Anambra, today again we've come to have this special day, 15th day of January every year, that the nation Nigeria remembers, and remembers our fallen heroes, prays for the peaceful repose of their souls, remember the widows and widowers, remember members of the armed forces, those who have fallen, those who are retired, all those who have served Nigeria in one capacity or the other, particularly those who paid the supreme sacrifice by laying their lives, spilling their blood for the peace and security of our country, Nigeria. Every 15th day of January we do this as an annual ritual. Today, we've done the same. We just laid the wheat, turn off the pigeons, all symbolisms to say to our fallen heroes that we will never forget. We will ever be grateful. We'll remember your sacrifices, your toil and sweat, and pray for the peaceful repose of your souls, and pray the Almighty God as a nation that your sacrifice will never be in vain. Today also, we especially celebrate our gallant men and women who are still in service all over the country. And we celebrate particularly for us here in Anambra, the gallant men and women of the armed forces and the police, civil defense, and all the other paramilitary and quasi security agencies, including and not forgetting our own Anambra vigilante personnel, who every day put their lives on the line to secure Anambra State. While we celebrate those of you alive who are working tirelessly, sacrificing all your comfort, sometimes in the bush, I just saw photos of the victories that you secured somewhere around Orumba South, thereabout, and parts of Orumba North, where some of these hoodlums, several of them were neutralized just about 24 hours or 48 hours ago. All in the bid to keep us safe. You endure all manner of horrendous inconveniences, no accommodation, sometimes you sleep in the bush, especially for the soldiers who are supposed to be defending Nigeria's external territory against external aggression. But all of you today are involved in internal security, fighting people who have organized themselves and posed themselves as potent threat or force, organized army by themselves, with central command and control, producing IEDs, digging bunkers, and using even superior weapons in some cases, all in the bid to engage in organized criminality, kidnapping, banditry. They have become very lucrative enterprise here in Nigeria. According to the published statistics last year, there were, by the National Bureau of Statistics or thereabout, or so, more than 2 trillion naira was paid as ransom. But that's the reported one. We believe that for everyone reported, more than 5, 6 was probably not reported. And so, if you then cascade that, maybe then more than 10 trillion was paid as ransom. It's become the most lucrative business in town, kidnapping for ransom. And therefore today, we particularly celebrate, for us here in Anambra, it's a moment to commend and celebrate. Our service commanders are here all in their uniforms. And through you, please, down to the officers in the field, Anambra is grateful. Anambra appreciates your uncommon sacrifice. Anambra will not forget. And will do whatever it is that is within our powers to give you the maximum support, to encourage you to do the utmost that you can to secure not just Anambra State, but to secure Nigeria. At this moment, let me especially, very especially, remember for our special prayers, all the members of the armed forces, the police, the civil defense, the members of the vigilante, the soldiers, who continue to lay down their lives in the cause of duty, senselessly, I might add, in Anambra State, where these hoodlums, these criminals, rabid criminals, organize themselves to attack the police, to attack the army, to attack the navy, to attack the civil defense, the vigilante, and all those involved in trying to secure us. When they started this mission initially, they came on a populist stance, concealing the real intentions. This was so to the Anambra and likely like part of Southeast, that people were going into the bush to secure them, to save them against what they called the herders, the herdsmen. They would go to the checkpoints and shoot policemen and take their AK-47 rifles. They will go to the barracks, dismantle the barracks, cut away the weapons, and several people, I must say, the large chunk of society, I must admit, was complicit in this. Where complicity of silence, not speaking out, or doing nothing, or saying nothing. We hardly condemn these activities and actions by these hoodlums. And now, with these arms that they've accumulated, they've gone into the bush, organized themselves. Of course, how do they feed on day-to-day basis? How do they feed their families? What's their retirement plan? They must survive. They must eat. And how do they fund it? They have to engage in lucrative criminality, namely kidnapping for ransom. And that is the monster that has been upon us. In the Anambra and fellow citizens, I continue to repeat this message because it is important for us to understand the base, the origin, and the complexity of what is upon us. And today, while we celebrate and remember our fallen heroes, I want us also to remember that many of them who have died in Anambra State, which is before the House of Assembly now, hopefully that will be out by then. I pray the Speaker and the members of the House will work very seriously on this, and Anambra people cannot wait to have that comprehensive law that will then try to codify several of these misdemeanor and criminal activities, and so we can have the legal basis to be able to prosecute and go after these criminals. We must cleanse Anambra, and we will also be calling on everybody, all citizens, all residents of Anambra, that it is our homeland and everybody has something to do. Even if you can't do anything physically, at least you can say something. You know something, you say something. And then so that our armed forces next year when we come back, we don't have the statistics, we don't reel it out on this kind of day, but perhaps it might be sometimes necessary to reel out some of the statistics. Just about 2 weeks ago, some soldiers who went to dislodge these hoodlums somewhere around Ihedioha local government, they recovered some of the IEDs. They laid them out with cylinders and so on, probably inject telephones in them, and if you touch those, they call the phone and then everything explodes. After they had successfully thought they had dismantled these IEDs and then carried the cylinders away. Of course, the cylinders were in vehicles with soldiers. They detonated them, and I think 1 or 2 soldiers lost their lives needlessly. Today we assemble and say they are, fallen heroes. No, they need not have died. And our people must remember that these soldiers, these policemen, these people who patrol to keep us safe, they are breadwinners to some people. They are people's husbands, people's wives. They have children that depend on them. Who, when they wake up in the morning going out for work, you come back and you go there and murder them needlessly. They've done nothing to you. I want to call on our people that this moment be dead. While we celebrate the living, all of us as a people must remember that the issue of security is our collective responsibility. Do something, say something, and together, as in the Anambra, as Nigerians, we will be able to build that very safe, secure